Very, very few. But it is country and western to stay. Yeehaw! What a mess! Beta! What the? What the? Man, who let the dogs out? Woo. Amazing! Amazing! Oscar. We lost that. We don't have that anymore. I'm sorry? Oh, sorry, it's lost. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Anyway, Hitler, somebody, with Hitler. So they sympathize. And yet, the blacks don't like the Jews, and the Jews are afraid of the blacks. They don't like them. What a mess, huh? But it's the same. All lost people have the same complaints. They gotta find somebody and something to hate. They can't help it because that's what the heart is all about. And one of the dumbest things, and I've heard many dumb things, one of the dumbest excuses that some of the Christian whites say the reason they hate the Jews, because the Jews killed Jesus. Oh, they say the Jews hate Jesus, the Jews killed Jesus. And here they are hating the Jews, killing Jesus every time they hate. And number one, the Jews didn't kill Jesus. Jesus is not dead. He allowed that to happen just like you all do it to one another all the time. Because you can see the evil of human hearts. The truth could be right amongst them, and because their hearts are evil, they can't see it. So they thought they killed Jesus. But the Christians said they're mad at the Jews for killing Jesus. And so where's the love in that? That doesn't even make sense. I don't even know how they let that come out of their mouth. You think Jesus mad because the Jews killed Jesus, they say? Jesus ain't thinking, is not thinking about that. That was to discriminate, to show you human heart. Jesus ain't dead. And if he was dead, who are you to judge somebody for killing him? You're killing them. And Jesus. And the blind lead the blind. But the real deal about this whole thing, the attack on the Jews and the attack on the whites, the real low down, mamma mia, hola, si senor, gracias. The real deal is that the whites and the Jews are hated. The Jews are hated because they're white, and the whites are hated because they're white, and they have trained the people of color, brainwashed them, trained them to join forces to kill the whites, to get rid of the whites, whether it's white people, white Jews, anything white. That's the real deal. You don't see that these people, whomever's in charge of dividing and conquering, have brainwashed the people of color that anything white must go. Whether Jew white or white white. The Western world must be destroyed. The Western world must be destroyed. And that's what's really going on. You're not even paying attention to see that they're really going after white skin. That's what they're going after. But you think it's something else going on. The people of color, whatever color they might be, remember when it used to just be the black color, no other color? But somehow or another, they have lumped all the color people together, no matter Mexican color, Chinese color, Japan color, Muslim color, whatever color. They have brainwashed the people of color over all these years. They've been doing it for a while. That the white man must go. The white skinned man, whether he's Jew or white. And you're so blind you don't see what's going on. Because you don't see what's going on inside of you. And you happily join forces with the evil. Because it feels a good thrill for you to hate somebody, to blame somebody, to get together with somebody and talk about the others, how bad they are. If you had any common sense at all, if the blacks had common sense and they believe that white people controlling everything, I'll be wanting to get with them to find out how did they get so smart? How were you able to do that? And learn. Or the white people think the Jews control everything? I'll get with them. How y'all learn how to make money? What's the secret? They'll tell you. But you're angry, you can't even ask. You'd rather stand in the background, be jealous, and feel like a victim and blame. Yeah, white people feel like victims too. They feel like victims toward the Jews. If ever we needed you, Lord, we need you now. And I hear people telling me, I just heard it over the weekend. The Jewish Bible, I don't know what they call it. Oh, you should read the Jewish Bible. It talks about how bad Jesus is or something, or Christian, or something it says. I'm like, what you doing reading it? So you can judge it? The real deal is white people, Jew white, and white. They hate you. They want you out of the way in your own country, over in Israel and here. They don't want you around in your own country. Now that's the real deal. All this fighting one another is just to keep you angry in order to control you, to get the big job done. And that is to destroy the Western world. To destroy Christianity. That's the plan. And they're doing a mighty evil job of doing it. Yesterday, according to KTLA 5, pro-Palestine and pro-Israel demonstrators clashed outside synagogues in Los Angeles. Watch this.
This was way beyond a war of words Sunday as hundreds of dueling protesters clashed on the streets in Pico Robertson. From the air and on the ground, we saw shoving and kicking, fists flying. LAPD in riot gear formed skirmish lines and declared an unlawful assembly, but the chaos continued for hours. Officers with weapons drawn ordered the masked driver of this Range Rover to get out, handcuffing both him and a woman in the car seen wearing a keffiyeh. Moments later, officers took a toddler from the back seat. Stop! Stop! Israel-Hamas war continues in Gaza. Scenes like this have taken over campuses, but Sunday it took over this community, with one side demanding a ceasefire and decrying Israeli policies towards Palestinians as pro-Israel groups countered them verbally and physically. Locals took offense at the staging in this historically Jewish neighborhood and in front of the Adass Torah synagogue, where pro-Palestinian protesters allegedly blocked the entrance. We asked one of them about the intention.
It's not meant to be intimidating. Yeah, disruptive for sure. This is intimidating. We didn't get in anyone's faces.
But many here call it anti-Semitic.
They've come to our home. They're coming attacking us. They Barry Spade, my friend, is standing right over here. I had multiple people come to get attacked. Some guy had a broken nose. Some guy had a blood. You know, it's just terrible.
The United Jewish Coalition issued a statement saying the Jews of Los Angeles are no longer safe. The events of June 23rd brought to life the darkest nightmare many of us hoped we would never witness on American soil. LAPD says there were no arrests, but we saw people on both sides being detained as emotions boiled over.
Amazing. I want you to this is right down the road, by the way, at Pico and Robertson. There's a Jewish church down there. And these people, these protesters, quote unquote, decided by some kind of a way, let's go and protest at the Jewish church. Why? Who told them to go down on Pico and Robertson and have a fight with the Jews? Who told them to do that? They didn't think of that themselves. That was well organized, well established, well planned. Nice neighborhood down there. The Jews do their thing. They walk around on Saturday because they can't drive. And they do their thing. And these pro-Palestine people, whatever they are, they decided to put on those things on their faces, take their flag and go down to that area to fight. Why? What good is that doing? What change is that making for the good? Why go to these people to church and fight with them? I'm going to say y'all want to fight with the government. You're mad at the government because the government won't do what you wanted to do. So far, it seems. But why go to the church, nice area, the church, and fight with the people? And you're looking at human beings, young human beings, fighting males, fighting one another over a cause that they have no clue about. Zero. They don't understand what's really going on. They don't even know what's going on. There was no reason for them to be down there fighting. Zero. They went halfway down the street there. There's nothing around, no government building around. 888-775. White History Month. 7th year of celebrating White History Month. July just feels white. Amazing. This thing where these Palestinian people, somehow or another, somebody organized them to have them walk down to a very nice neighborhood where there are no government building, nothing, and they fought with the Jews for no reason at all. Zero reason. At least it's not going to benefit them at all. They hate their fellow man, and that's not good. But somebody is controlling them. Somebody with the money, the media control, and whatever, brainwashing on the campuses, whatever they do. And these people are fighting, they're fighting one another where they should be friends and learning from one another and working together. We were all created by God. We were all created by God. All these wars that the people are having in our country, past wars and now wars and all that, it's because human hearts are evil. These wars are selfish wars. They're not for you. They're for personal gain. All of them. And you go and get your limbs cut off, you go and die, and you do this, and you feel... And you feel they have you thinking you are a patriot. And all you got is a thrill with no limbs. And then they throw you out on the street. They won't even take care of you. But you're a patriot. You have the thrill of being a patriot. So this thing is just so ridiculous. It's hard to believe, but I understand. And this happened, according to ABC 7, it happened this past Sunday. I want to remind you, these people put their mask on, got their flags, and they went down right in the middle of a neighborhood while the church was happening. And they fought. And they gained nothing from it but the thrill of being angry, hurting one another, and feeling good about it. It's just a thrill. That's all they're going to get. They're not going to get any money from it. They're not going to get any fame from it, but they get the thrill. And whoever's controlling them get the money and the fame. Biden tweeted about the incident. Watch this.
You don't even know how to tweet.
President Biden releasing this statement saying, quote, "I'm appalled by the scenes outside of a Das Torah synagogue in Los Angeles. Intimidating Jewish congregants is dangerous, unconscionable, anti-Semitic, and un-American. Americans have a right to peaceful protest, but blocking access to a house of worship and engaging in violence is never acceptable." The rabbi of the synagogue with this message to protesters.
Coming into a very dominant Jewish community and protesting in front of a synagogue is not the right place to give out your message. You know, it's different between protesting in the federal building and coming in here. Clearly feels like a provocation and a violation.
If you're in it, I wonder if Biden know where Los Angeles is located. It's in California, Biden. But anyway, if you live near this area or you went down there, well, you see it's just a neighborhood, a Jewish neighborhood. The White House is not there. Congress is not there. And for no reason, they went and protested right in that little, it's where people live. And their businesses are there. Biden's not going to do anything about it because Biden probably don't even know it's really happening. Now he might, I don't know, he doesn't seem to know what's going on. I don't know, I haven't seen the medical record, so I'm not a doctor, and I don't know, but something's wrong. The lights are on, but ain't nobody home. And one more, Karen Bass, Lord. Karen Bass. She's supposed to be the mayor of LA. Her greatest goal is to house the homeless. Mama want to get a house for the homeless. That's Mama's role. Karen Bass, according to the report, is increasing police in the area. How about increase the police in the hood too, Karen? What the? You are supposed to be black. And the blacks think you like them. Karen Bass is increasing police in the area. Watch this.
LA Mayor Karen Bass also speaking out about this, saying that Los Angeles will not be a place for anti-Semitism and violence. She is set to meet today with LA Police Chief to talk about extra patrols here and how they can make residents in this area and across Los Angeles feel safe. Typically, they only have security here during worship hours, but because of the violence that took place yesterday, they've hired security now 24/7. You can see that security guard here behind me, and he's just keeping guard, making sure that everyone feels safe to come into the synagogue and worship. Of course, they plan to have him here for the next few days, but tell us that there's a possibility they'll keep him here even longer.
For those who don't know, Kara Bass, she's black, a Democrat. I've debated her before. Kara Bass don't care about that. Zero. What a mess, huh? Karen Bass thinking about taking our tax dollars and housing, quote unquote, the homeless. And they try to put a fancy name on that by calling it housing the unhousing. The unhoused. What a dumb thing to do, right? What hell on earth? Hell on earth. 888-7753-773. Let me go out to California and talk to Messiah. Messiah, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. Good morning. How you doing?
All is well, sir. Thank you for calling.
Absolutely.
You have a message.
Yeah. I've been reading, or I've been listening, actually, to your silent prayers.
Yes.
Both of them. And I just wanted to ask if you thought your way of thinking based off the silent prayers and just in general, if you would consider yourself a stoic.
A stoic?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
A stoic
I don't know what that is.
So a stoic is a person who can endure, I guess, like hardship or pain or whatever without showing feelings or complaining about it.
No. Where they live? I never heard of it. Where they live?
Where the Stoics live?
Yeah. Are you a Stoic?
No, I wouldn't consider myself a Stoic. But
me either. I never even heard of that.
Yeah, so it's basically.
Are they from the like 1800s or something?
From my understanding, it's like ancient Greece or like ancient Rome times.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like basically people who are able to be calm without showing any emotion or feeling.
But if you had emotions and feelings, it would be impossible to be calm through difficult things.
Right.
I'm being told that it is an old philosophy.
Yeah.
Marcus Aurelius, now popular among young men. No, if you had all that, if you were an emotional person, whether so-called good emotion or bad, you wouldn't be able to hide that. Even if it would still be showing if you had it in you. So no, I'm not a Stoic.
Okay, for sure. That's all I wanted to ask. Now,
Thank you, man.
No, thank you. I wanted to thank you for this past Sunday at church and for putting me on to the silent prayers.
You're welcome. You stay with it. You stay with it and stay with it. No matter what situation comes, you stay with it and watch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. It was good meeting you, too.
Thank you, brother. Good meeting you, too.
All right, buddy.
See you soon.
Okay. Bye now. 888-7753-773. Super chat. There is there's a line open if you want to jump in there. All right, and we are going to get to all the calls. Hey, kids, here before we get to the super chat, What do you think about that incident right down the road? How am I gonna go down there and get corned beef and cabbage if these stupid people fight in the streets?
It's a mess.
In my neighborhood, they came to the neighborhood to fight. It's not like they went to the government house.
What the?
I saw 2 choppers, 2 ghetto birds, helicopters hovering over that area on Sunday late afternoon after church, after I was done with my podcast. Like, what are those? I was almost scared to go outside. So I ran up to that little park up there in Beverly Hills, and it was crazy.
I never, for one iota of a time, thought that one day that could happen in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
It doesn't even make somebody making these people do this, and they're too dumb to know it.
The people who fought, though, the people who got into fights and got beat up,
yeah,
they wanted to fight.
Yeah, of course. That's why they went. They went for the thrill.
Yeah.
They wanted to fight. That's a good point.
It's pretty wild, though, that they're blocking the synagogue. They're blocking entrance into this building.
And if they don't like it, they ain't have to go over there.
I know. Yeah. It's like you want to go see somebody you hate.
Right. You want to go see somebody you hate and pick a fight with them.
Like that's going to stop the war.
That's a good point. Right. Somebody control these people, though.
Worse. Satan?
Even though they want to fight, they're like so evil they want to fight, but somebody controlling them.
Oh, yeah. They're being spurred.
Somebody up here with the money and the media control and all that, making the people down here, because they're already angry and they don't know. They think they're fighting for a cause.
Yeah.
But they're really just fighting for the thrill of it. They mean you, but these people up here getting the money and the power. These dummies down here ain't getting nothing.
Crazy.
But they love throwing each other in the middle of the streets.
Indeed, it's wild.
But anyway, what a mess. Long they be gone by the time I want some more corned beef and cabbage.
I was a little bit happy that this happened because
you were happy it happened?
Yeah, because in the news report they said that Karen Bass is sending more police into the area. And I've seen more police in the area this weekend. So
yeah,
that's nice to see. You know how you guys complained, Sean complained that there's no cops around? You never see cops?
Right.
Now you see them a little bit.
I remember Sean said, my ex-producer, I don't see no police around here.
Yeah.
And he's right. But Karen Bass need to send them to the hood too.
True.
Black people lives matter.
Interesting.
It definitely seems different with the cops being everywhere right now.
Yeah.
It does. It is better for sure. But anyway, super chat.
Over on Odyssey, ODYSEE.com/@Jesse Lee Peterson. Iceburn says, I have a question for you, Jesse. I see you as building bridges across communities, black people to white people. But who talks about the same message, white people to black people? And if you could add community differences.
What?
I see you as building bridges across communities, black people to white people.
Right.
But who talks about the same message, white people to black people? And if you could add community differences.
What does that mean? Number one, what does that mean? Who talk about black people to white people?
Bridging the divide between blacks toward whites.
That's what we're doing.
Right. That's what he sees you doing.
Yeah, we're talking to all races about this.
And then you also tell whites to blacks.
Right.
Nice.
We deal with all races, and there are black people who are hearing the truth now, and some of them are waking up. They just didn't know, and especially they didn't know they hate their mama. They're angry at mama. But those who do realize, I have resent my mother. She has turned me away from my father. She is controlling. She blah, blah, blah. And they realize they go and forgive, and they realize they've been lied to about everything. Black men and women. So hopefully that answered that question. We're talking to the blacks and the whites and the white to the black and the Jews we had Jews and everything at the meetings. Amazing. Did that answer that?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not even sure if it was a question because he left an incomplete sentence at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I answered a question that was not a question.
Nice.
But thank you.
The Key bought a coffee. Jesse would you and the crew be willing to stream the debate live on Thursday? That would be amazing to watch it in real time with the best crew on this side of heaven.
No.
Trump-Biden debate?
Right. Nope. I'll be asleep by then.
Nice. 6 p.m. That's bedtime.
Yeah. But thanks for the request. It sounds good, but no.
DJ bought a coffee. Jesse, I watched you on your Young Black Cousins podcast from 2 years ago. Those boys are brainwashed all the way. Have they had a recent change in opinion over time?
That's a good question. I've seen them too, and I don't think so. You're born a Democrat, you're going to die a Democrat. So I don't think so. I don't know for sure, but I don't think so. Thank you.
Age of Inversion donated a Rumble rant. I would agree that the Israel-Palestine skirmishes shouldn't be happening in our country, except that we are the ones being forced to pay for it. I don't want 1 cent of my dollar money spent on killing children.
You mean like for wars?
Yeah.
Me either. I don't want my money going to a war because the people who are creating these wars, they're making money off this stuff. From the equipment to the guns to the everything. And then the under-table deals they make. And we're down here fighting with them while they're making all the money and the glory, and we get nothing but fighting each other, hating each other. Like we own the land. Isn't that amazing?
It is.
We don't even own the land.
It's ridiculous.
But we fight and then we feel good about it. Well, I don't. But most people do. Amazing. Thank you. Good point.
DJ bought a coffee. I just want to buy 3 books off your store. Oh, I just went to go buy 3 books off your store. Had to call my bank to get the payment to go through. They said the website came up as fraudulent. And they asked me if I know for sure the business is valid. They clearly don't want us to read alpha books.
Amazing. I'm glad you worked on it. Thank you. My books are amazing. I highly recommend them. From Rage to Responsibility. Amazing book. The Antidote. I was so young then. And I didn't even know it. I had hair. I was skinny. Getting old ain't pretty.
Now with the hair again, you look the same again.
I know. I got hair and I thought I didn't have hair. And then Scam, how the black leadership exploits black America. And they're still doing it. Nothing has changed. And then the 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. A little small pocket guide that we use for our Entrepreneur Academy. And also, if you want to start a business or you already have a job and you want to see how to make your money work and blah, blah, blah. All right? Real simple 7 step. And then the antidote sums it up. See all those pill bottles? You need them no more. The antidote, healing America from the poison of hate, blame, and victimhood. You go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. So I'm glad the bank was careful with you like that, because you got so many crooks out there nowadays, you can't be too careful. So be glad the bank looking out for your money. All right, they did the right thing, so. Amazing. Thank you.
Emily Schmidt.
And I will sign the books, by the way.
If you read it on the show, can you tell something? Thank you, you're amazing. He'll love it. I hope you have a blessed day, Jesse. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you, Emily. You too. Let me take a quick break. 2 more hours to go. Back in a moment. The hate news, not the fake news, the hate news. How the spirit of anger was taken away from me 29 years ago. I forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father, and I returned to my father, and through him, my father on earth, and through him I was able to return to God. No man or woman can return to God unless you go through the Son. And men are sons of God. They may be weak, pathetic examples of it, but it's the spiritual order of life. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, woman over children. So get from race to responsibility. I write about that. Go to my website, rebuildingtheman.com for an autographed copy, or call 800-411-BOND. And donate to my nonprofit, Bond, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man.
This is the end of our one of the country in Western Tuesday. A mess going on. Severe weather. Minnesota dam is getting overrun as millions of Americans swelter under record-breaking temperatures. Hot. Major flooding from heavy rains in the Midwest has strained a Minnesota dam to the brink of collapse. The Rapidan Dam, R-A-P-I-D-A-N Dam, Rapidan Dam, located about 70 miles southwest of Minneapolis, is in imminent failure condition. The Blue Earth County government, Blue Earth County down southern Minnesota, said that. In a Monday evening update, the county said there are currently no plans for mass evacuation in Blue Earth County, while emergency crews actively monitor the situation. We'll see what happens. Severe flooding already wreaked havoc across the Midwest over the weekend, killing at least one person, according to CNN, Common Nonsense, in South Dakota, and prompting rescue efforts in multiple states. The so-called Supreme Court, excitement about the Supreme Court happening this summer, early summer. They're poised to announce blockbuster decisions this week on abortion, guns, and our greatest president, Donald Trump's claims of absolute immunity. Trump has argued that without immunity, presidents would be hamstrung in office, unable to do anything, always fearful of being second-guessed by a zealous prosecutor after leaving the White House. The immunity case appears likely to come up down to whether Trump's actions after the 2020 election were official, that is, steps that he was taking as president, or whether they were private, which would not likely receive immunity. The High Court on Monday, high on pot, also agreed to hear Biden administration's challenge to a transgender care ban, delving into the complicated issue of whether states can ban hormone therapy or puberty blockers for minors. How's that complicated? I don't know. Julian Assange of WikiLeaks getting a sweet deal. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has agreed to plead guilty to a felony charge related to his alleged role in one of the largest U.S. government breaches of classified material as part of a deal with the Injustice Department, the DOJ, that will allow him to avoid prison time in the United States. Federal officials pursued Julian Assange after his whistleblowing website WikiLeaks published nearly 500,000 secret military documents relating to U.S. wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. The 52-year-old Australian Julian Assange has spent the past 5 years in a high-security UK prison, United Kingdom prison. Wow. Nearly 7 years before that, he was holed up at the Ecuadorian embassy in London in hiding. The new plea deal allows Julian Assange to return to Australia as a free man. Nice. But not until he has made a court appearance in a remote U.S. territory in the Pacific. What a mess, huh? And trash balloons drama. This is sort of amusing to me still. North Korea has sent another wave of balloons purportedly filled with waste and trash into South Korea overnight, reigniting a tit-for-tat exchange as tensions on the Korean peninsula continue to heighten. More than 1,000 such balloons from North Korea have made it into the South Korean territory since May, per a CNN tally. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has said the balloons were a responsive act to the South's years-long practice of flying leaflets that contain materials critical of his regime. anti-North Korea propaganda. The latest balloon salvo comes as inter-Korean diplomacy remains at an impasse. Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a defense agreement with North Korea, you may recall, last week. His talks on its denuclearization efforts have stalled, and Kim has vowed to expand his country's nuclear arsenal. I'm James Hake. Now back to the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, Hour 2. Late coming, first hour.
Thank you, Emily.
Popcorn Stump Keg with the coffee. Jesse, I've heard you say people should overcome emotions. Is that right?
Repeat that.
I've heard you say people should overcome emotions. Is that right?
Emotions are evil.
Laughter is an expression.
Yes.
He says laughter is an expression of emotional states like joy and happiness. Does that mean that you yourself haven't overcome emotions because you still laugh at times?
If you identify with it and get a false identity from it, then that's wrong. All right? Let it pass. You'll be fine. Thank you.
Lastly, children are born crying. Another emotional response. Emotions are one thing that separates us from robots. I disagree with you on this one.
Nice. Well, hang on to them and see how far they get you. All right?
He asked, will you ever overcome laughter?
What?
Will you ever overcome laughter?
Not as long as I walk this earth.
Nice.
Thank you.
Can a bear 3 coffees? Your question, do you know for sure, without a doubt, that the earth is flat? And he has a tip.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Nice. It's me, Xenia, with a Rumble rant. What's wrong with Joe Biden is called, well, she claims dementia and elder abuse. I disavow.
What's elder abuse?
Elder abuse is when you abuse your elders. Like right now, they're abusing Joe Biden. According to her.
Amazing. Thank you. I don't know. I haven't seen his medical record. I haven't heard him say that it's true or not, that he out of it. But I just remember when my dad developed Alzheimer's, and the same kind of walk that Joe Biden does, and the way he tripped and everything, it reminds me of that. But I don't know what's wrong with Joe. What a mess. But thank you.
Nice. Pastor Shadowlake donated an Odyssey super chat with the JLP Beta Alpha Jerky meme. Nice.
Yeah, Odyssey. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Punchy bought a coffee. My father is married a Cherokee, a pure Cherokee. My mother's people were ashamed of me. The Indians said that I was white by law. The white man always called me Indian squaw. What a mess!
What a mess! Thank you.
Ronnie from Ohio. Uncle Jesse, yesterday you said 9 times out of 10 our military is represented by women. Did you speak mistakenly? Our military is almost 90% male.
Probably a few left, but not any good ones. But when they have, like when you see these people speaking for the military, it's women. And you see that black guy once in a while, Lord.
Lloyd Austin.
Yeah.
He's not even qualified to be there.
I know. But the women are taking over. But because the military used to be all men at one time, I'm sure they still have more men right now. But it's changing fast, Ronnie. Like not in going north. And it's not good. But thank you. I get your point. Thank you.
Evgeny Crosby with a couple of diamonds. Joe Biden is prepping for the debate by taking a hot shower.
Amazing.
Nice. Gen C, 5 coffees. Good morning, JLP Universe. Jesse, just for fun, imagine this future of America. 2024 to 2028, President Trump with VP Don Trump Jr. Don Jr. 2028, Don Jr., VP Eric Trump. 2036, President Eric Trump, VP Barron Trump. 2044, Barron Trump, President. And VP to be determined. Oh, the possibilities. Cool emoji.
It sounds nice to me. Amazing. Thank you.
And thank you, guys.
That's deep.
I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing.
Nice.
Amazing. Amazing. Let me go to, thank you all so much for your support. I do appreciate it. Oh, don't touch the mic, Jesse. It made noise. And if you have to touch it here. Right?
Yeah, what a mess.
What a mess. The anchor baby is going to be coming in here in a few minutes. I want him to explain this porch pirate fight. It's weird. It's like, I don't know what this world coming to, and he would do a better job than I can with his story. In the meantime, let me go to Matthew out of California. Matthew, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, how are you, Jesse?
All is well.
So to keep it simple, I guess I should just ask, are there any circumstances that change the approach on forgiving your father?
I don't understand the question.
Well, like, growing up, my dad was, like, always blacked out drunk, and he was extremely abusive, and the only time he would be nice to me is when he would be, you know, halfway done with he would drink a gallon of Jack, like, every night, and there'd be some point where the bottle would get, like, halfway, and he would be what I thought was nice, you know, like, ask me if I wanted to go to Carl's Jr., and he would let me drive, and I'd be, like, 7, 8 years old on his lap. You know, that was like bonding as far as I was concerned. But,
right.
You know, eventually I needed more than that, and I kind of accepted that I was never going to get it from him. And so I decided that if I ever wanted that man in my life, that I was going to have to become him. And so,
by speaking consciously, when you talk about the anger consciously, like you're telling me I used to be angry, or like you just said about the cat, right? If you speak about it consciously, you're not identifying with it. You're just communicating about it, but you're not calling you. But the problem is most people speak unconsciously because they're not aware, and so they are identified with what they think, what they feel, and what they say because they're not aware of what they're saying.
Right. And one more quick question. So obviously I got married in a fallen state.
Yes.
Is there the possibility of salvation for that relationship possible still, or is it like once I get rid of this anger, then the desire for this relationship will leave too, and then I will finally find the right person for me? Or if
both of you are working on yourself, if you're working on yourself, your wife is working on herself, it has a potential of lasting until death do you part. But if you're working on yourself, but your wife is not working on yourself, it might not last.
Got it. Okay, then there's hope.
Your wife is working on herself?
Yeah, she actually called in recently. She talked about her dad, who has dementia, and she forgave him, and he came back for a moment.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. Well, if both of you are working on yourself, it should be fine. But if it's not, it's hard when one is working on him or herself and the other one is not. It's going to create a big problem because the one that is not working on, whether it's the wife or the husband, and not working on himself, the evil in them going to hate the good in the one that is working on him or herself.
Right. I've had that before. I feel that.
Yeah. And so
that's all.
So stay with the silent prayer, and during the day you practice walking through rooms, being aware of driving or getting in your car, or if you practice being present, you cannot go wrong. Everything will change for the good for you.
You know, and I guess one more thing, maybe I'm blabbing, but
meet I'm lonely when I'm alone.
I love when you sing.
What? So your father thought you were trying to be smart?
Yeah, he did.
Amazing. I understand it. Well, you're going to be fine if you stay with it, Matthew, no matter what happens, what situations come, if the whole world turned against you, or if the whole world said they love you, whatever. You stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, and your life will change from evil to good, and it's going to be amazing.
Amazing.
So stay with it, man.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you for everything. You're awesome, dude.
You too, buddy. Thank you. You're welcome.
All right.
Bye now. Amazing. You got to stay with it. Is it Remy out of New York? Remy, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Hey, Remy.
Hey, what's up, Jesse? How are you?
All is well.
Hey, I just have a quick question.
That feel any pain from anybody ancestor at all? They're just lying.
Yeah, I'm very well aware of that. I'm not black myself, but I understand it very well.
Right on.
So
it's an interesting question, though. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And you mind if I ask you one more question?
Okay.
So, like, you know, in terms of like, this is a Bible question, right? So, like, the Bible says that in the end of days, there's going to be pretty much like degeneracies all over the world. There's not going to be any person on earth that would believe in God, correct?
That's not going to be any part of what?
There's not going to be a single human on earth that's going to believe in God, like before the end of days.
Oh, I don't know if it's
I'm wondering. I mean, I heard it. I asked that because I'm not Christian myself.
Have you forgiven in the heart?
Absolutely. And this is one of the reasons why I watch you, because like when I heard you say things,
that it's a dog-eat-dog world.
That's for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's turning like that even more. It's like Mad Max. You ever seen that movie?
Yeah. A long time ago.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mel Gibson, Mad Max, the streets outside your home. And so this is in Pennsylvania, Reading, Pennsylvania. And we got another porch pirate story, basically. But this is like crazy because we'll play the video. The details on how this could even happen, this speculation on this, is a little interesting.
So we played a porch pirate story for you last week out of Ohio, where the delivery man, he walked up on the porch, he set the package down, and he rang the doorbell. And as soon as he rang the doorbell, some guy ran up on the porch and took the package while the driver was still standing there. And the person came out of the home and they're like, what's going on? He's like, somebody took your package. They just took it.
And well, they topped even that.
This one is out of Pennsylvania. From ABC, Pennsylvania porch pirate fight over same package in doorbell camera video. Watch this.
Next tonight, a scary incident in a neighborhood outside Reading, Pennsylvania. Two apparent porch pirates appearing to nearly come to blows while trying to steal the very same package that a FedEx driver had just dropped off. Both men sprinting towards the package you see right there. One picks up a flower pot and begins to chase the other.
He's walking up, bring the box, put it on the porch, walking away. And two different cars drive up at the same time. And now they're fighting. And they sound like Mexican.
I don't know, I'd say Brazilians.
Oh, Brazilians?
Or some kind of Dominican.
Yeah, some type of 4-lane.
But I'm just
So,
being.
is
I'm
that
just nitpicking.
real?
I'm just nitpicking.
Is that real?
Okay. So in this time of skits and TikToks and all that, we got to keep space with everything you see, okay? The FedEx uniform looks real, but you can recreate that. The two guys meeting, you start thinking, it's so ridiculous. Is it a skit? It's on the news and all that. We're representing the news here. They're saying a man named Kevin has sent in this doorbell video. He said it was a very expensive package, and this was on the news, so I wouldn't go with skit on this one.
You would?
I would not.
Oh, you would not? And so these, for those who didn't see it, because you listened by way of radio, the driver, tell them what happened. The driver,
it's
the
just,
driver delivered the package.
Imagine a doorbell video. You've seen these Ring doorbell videos, and this one is of a porch and right outside of home. You see the FedEx delivery driver come and deliver a package, and as he's delivering the package, two cars are seen in the background just in wait. The doors open. Two guys run out.
One seemed to have already been there, then another
Correct.
drive up, and he pulled up in front of the car that was there.
Doors open, mad dash to the package. They fight over it. One of them has a weapon, fends the other one off, and they run back and get in their cars and abscond. It's totally a wild scene. Here's the crazy detail: is how did two people come upon this? Is it by chance, or is it somewhere upstream? Are these criminals finding a way to find where the expensive packages are arriving, and they're zeroing, because it's in a very expensive package? You've got to wonder, how did two come to the same one?
Right.
Is there somewhere up the line at the warehouse in the online section that they're finding out how to get there? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I've been seeing in the local news lately, especially, where these criminals are now putting cameras in the front yard of these homes, and they hide it with grass and stuff like that, but it's pointing toward the home, and they are monitoring the person's home to see their routine going and coming and stuff like that. So I don't know, but maybe they're using cameras like that to see when the driver comes with a package.
Right, same idea. That's what I'm thinking too. Somewhere upstream, somewhere there.
Isn't that amazing? And so now that this is happening more often than norm, are they going to stop delivering packages like that and leave them at people's front door?
It's an interesting question you bring up, because if you think about it, COVID hit. There seems to be a new way of living that they want us to do. Want us at home, studying at home, order your packages and groceries, order the Ubers, and they almost built this perfect utopia. It's great. You're gonna not own anything. You're gonna love it. You're gonna order everything. But then the black criminals seem to be ruining that. Will they have their utopia? It's a good question you bring up.
So what they're going to? This is not Ozzy. This is not Ozzy and Harris Day anymore. But they not only do they have the blacks doing it, but the Mexicans are doing it, and they got a bunch of illegal aliens have come into our country, and they're like organizing from Venezuela, and they're coming in from what's the name of that country where the president is tough?
Salvador.
He should be over here. I don't know what he's doing over there when we need him over here. El Salvador.
Yeah.
A lot of those criminals are here from El Salvador, but they're organizing and they're doing stuff like this.
That's what.
So they're kind of beating out the black, because the black ain't gonna organize.
There's a high-level planning there. Seems to be targeting the expensive packages.
Yeah.
How they're getting that info.
So either you have to stop having home deliveries now, or lose your package. How do they know what's in the package? They don't even know if they want what's in the package.
That's the question here, right?
Yeah.
That's the question. They seem to be finding out that information.
Yeah.
This is your boy Doug. Tuesday, June 25th. Have a great day.